Hey, groovy cats and chicks. It's me, the world's most dangerous filmmaker, Rock Savage. I am back, and I'm going to talk about two very interesting subjects: big boobs and Satan. And you're saying, "Oh my goodness, Rock, what does that? What's one got to do with the other?" Well, yeah, sort of. You know, people have gotten in trouble with big boobs. But big boobs can also be great. But we are talking. I'm going to talk about movies and books. Two of my favorite things. I still like to read, and I like to read physical media. Really don't like, I'll do an audio book if I can't get the paperback or hardcover. But there's no way I'm going to do the Kindle. The Kindle can go straight to hell. I hate the Kindle. But anyway, first of all, you probably notice I'm wearing this really cool Savage Film Group hat. And the reason for that, of course, is because um, years ago, and well, I'm doing this spontaneous. I don't bother with scripts, of course. No, but years ago, one of my actresses, L.W. Woods, she thought we needed hats, and I said, "Well, that sounds great. You're right. We do need hats. I guess. I don't know. Would we?" And she says, "Yes, we need hats, Rock." And so she went and had these hats made at a kiosk in Baltimore, and most of the staff and actors and actresses and people who participated in our films got a hat. And my wife thought it would be a great idea to sell hats at the Savage Film Group store, uh, our Etsy store, which is connected to my website. If you click on any place where it says order now, it will take you to the Etsy store, and you can not only buy our movies. My wife's an author, and she wrote an exciting mystery called Blood Rose. You can check that out there. And lots of really quirky stuff there. We got Savage candles with the Mothman, the Flatwoods Monster, and the Maryland Goat Man. And we also, have lots of candles of the Savage Film Group characters and some T-shirts. So we got a lot of good stuff. We already got Savage Film Group T-shirts. We're wondering. My wife was wondering if we should have Savage Film Group hats. Well, I told her I don't know, honey, if they would sell. So I would really appreciate your comments down below and letting us know if we should put out some Savage Film Group hats, because we'd really appreciate that if you let us know. If you want some hats, if we get enough positive response, well, maybe we'll make some hats available. So that's the first order of business. So the next order of business, as you've noticed right behind me, is a movie poster for a great movie called Super Vixens by that great independent filmmaker, Russ Meyer. Now, I don't know if you can see from there, but right here it says Russ Meyer, you see, was a real filmmaker like myself. He came, of course, way before I did, but he was one of the trailblazers, along with Herschel Gordon Lewis and all these other amazing independent filmmakers. He was the writer. He photographed the movie. He did all the cinematography. He edited the movie. He did I mention he also wrote the script, and he was the producer. Now, the executive producer was somebody else that said, "Here, Russ, have some more money," because Russ would put his money, and some other people would put some money in there. In this case, it was one guy said, "Russ, have some money here. Make me a movie with big boobies," because that's what his specialty was. Russ Russ Meyer loved big boobies. I can relate to that because I like big boobies too. So, very cool movies. Lots. Some of them were action-packed movies. One of my favorites is Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, about three psychotic go-go dancers. But Super Vixens is out of control, man. It's like an action-packed movie. It's got a psychotic cop, a hero being hunted, and lots of women with big boobies. And in this particular movie, it's called Super Vixens, and the heroine is called Super Vixens. But all the women have super in front of their name. Like there's, Super Helen, Super Vixen, Super Sherry, Super Haji, lots of super in front of them. So it's a very strange little Russ Meyer universe with lots of kooky things going on. The plot is quite simple. This evil cop has an affair with this guy's wife, and it goes bad, and he kills her and frames the guy for it, and the guy's on the run. Meanwhile, the psychotic cop is crossing borders to get to him. So he's going away from his jurisdiction because he wants to murder the guy because the guy knows the truth. Meanwhile, he's being helped along the way by lots of lusty, big-breasted women. What could be better? That's a way to live. But anyway, so therefore, I would recommend Super Vixens. It's now coming to Blu-ray, and I have a DVD of this, but unfortunately the DVD doesn't have a lot of extras on it. However, the Blu-ray is, and I'm considering maybe getting the Blu-ray for myself, I'm not sure, because it's got an interesting extra. They took an interview from running commentary from Russ Meyer from the Laserdisc released. That's right, Laserdisc. It came way before DVDs. And they put it on this disc, the commentary. So this is brilliant. So, because Russ Meyer's passed away a long time ago, but you could hear his running commentary for Super Vixen, and I think that makes the Blu-ray release worth getting. And so I'm like, wow, this is great. It's a great idea. And so while I'm recommending this, I'd like to recommend this book. I'm not sure if it's out of print, but I'm sure you could find it online somewhere, probably Amazon or some other booksellers. I recommend this book a lot. It's called Big Bosoms and Square Jaws. And it's about Russ Meyer, the king of bosomania. Yeah. Yeah, you can't go wrong. This is a very entertaining book. It's got lots of pictures, too, from his movies. I highly recommend it. I really do, and I think you should get it. Now, the next book I get, it's about a fantastic showman who had dynamic greatness. Russ Meyer had dynamic greatness, too, and big bosoms here. But anyway, this man, very controversial. And I'm going to have to probably go a little bit in depth because some people may not realize who he is and may have his church confused with somebody else's. So I would like to introduce or reintroduce to you Anton LaVey, the head of the Church of Satan. And he started the Church of Satan in 1966. And this man was influenced by a lot of cool stuff. He was influenced by movie serials, old film noir movies, fantasy movies, and pulps. And one of the things I realized is his satanic rituals, which, by the way, were tongue-in-cheek and very campy, sort of like the Batman TV series. He sometimes ended the ritual with a poem by Robert E. Howard, who created Conan the Barbarian, or H.P. Lovecraft, which were two of his favorite authors. And if you see by the way this gentleman looks, he deliberately shaved his head and tried to give himself the appearance to look like Ming the Merciless from Flash Gordon. This was intentional. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're saying, Rock, savage. Why the hell would anybody create a Church of Satan? Did he actually worship Satan? No, he did practice magic and occult rituals. They really weren't satanic. As a matter of fact, if you read his book, The Satanic Bible, you start to get a feeling that he has a libertarian philosophy. Anton LaVey was free speech. He was also in favor of the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. He had a large gun collection as well. And he was pretty much, he played beautifully. He had this huge organ that he programmed that sounded like a complete orchestra. He played the organ, and according to his claims, he allegedly was a lion tamer in the circus, and allegedly he worked for the San Francisco Police Department as a crime photographer. The reason I say allegedly is because some people disputed this claim, but he went to his grave insisting it was true. Um, I'll give the man the benefit of the doubt on some of this. He said that the police, of course, would never admit that he was a police photographer working for them. You know, I have a feeling that's probably true. But anyway, he created the Church of Satan in 1966. He used to play the organ at a church, and he noticed that a lot of the preachers that would, or ministers that would preach in church, he would see them at a carnival where he also played, and they would be drunk and hanging out with hookers while telling everybody in church that they would go to hell for doing the same damn things. This didn't sit well with Anton, and young Anton decided that he was going to strike back at hypocrisy of monotheistic religions by creating the Church of Satan. And he didn't worship Satan, but it was a what can I say? A symbol of self-indulgence. However, in the Satanic Bible, he also wrote about self-responsibility for your own actions. So it's absolutely amazing. I guarantee you Anton LaVey would not like the woke tards. Also, in a book he wrote for women that was called The Complete Witch, to empower women, and later called The Satanic Witch, he wrote in that book that men should act like men and women should act like women. So I guarantee you the LGBTQ MOUSE group would not like him at all. And of course he wouldn't give a shit. He'd say, hey, what do you expect? I'm a Satanist. You can get away with so much by being one. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, he was also a creative consultant on Rosemary's Baby, allegedly. But one thing we can be assured of is that he is definitely, and there's plenty of pictures to prove it, he was definitely a creative consultant for the movie The Devil's Reign, which featured the great Ernest Borgnine as a villain, and the great William Shatner was also in it. And as our hero, the main hero, was the great Eddie Albert from Green Acres. Terrific movie. Anton tried to convert Ernest Borgnine. Says, hey, I want to make you an honorary priest in the Church of Satan. And Ernest Borgnine told him, hey, look, I'm a fallen Catholic, but I haven't fallen that far. So that was very entertaining. But you need to read the book. I don't want to tell you everything that's in the book. The book is entertaining. On my last and final notes on this, which, in case you're wondering, was this guy evil? The answer, of course, is no. He was a carny. He was a showman. You could almost put him on this. How evil? If you want to call him evil, he's about the same evil as classy Fred Blassie in wrestling. Basically, I would put him on the same level as an evil wrestling manager, and that's about it. But I think what you would find is that people who read his book, The Satanic Bible, are quite shocked when of the philosophy, because it's not. They're saying, wait a minute, a lot of the stuff he says here makes sense. And one guy put it perfectly. I'm sure many of you know who Ayn Rand is, who wrote Atlas Shrugged. They said Anton LaVey is Ayn Rand with lots of pentagrams. That's a great way to describe that, because I would say that book is very similar to Ayn Rand's philosophy. And you can read more about him and the books he wrote in this book, Born with a Tail. It's called Born with a Tail because he alleges, again, allegedly, that he was born with this little tail thing coming out of the small of the back, which is a real thing, but very rare. Only 1 in 100,000 people have that. And that's usually removed because it causes problems. And he said he had his removed at the age of 12. I don't know. I wasn't in the room. But on a final note, the Church of Satan, which is still active today, run by people, his widow, and, well, or should I say his common law wife, and she's turned it over to people he trusted who were high priests in there. The Church of Satan should not be confused with the Temple of Satan. First of all, they hate each other. Temple of Satan says, oh, the Church of Satan is no longer relevant, and we're the only true, they are relevant, and they're still active, and they have a website, but they don't go around causing trouble. The Temple of Satan, you probably heard. They're the idiots that keep putting statues of Baphomet everywhere, just to piss people off for no reason, and doing it at inappropriate times. Like Anton LaVey would never do that during Christmas time, but he would definitely make an appearance during Halloween because that's when you have spooky stuff. He also, by the way, performed a lot of satanic weddings, which must have been hilarious, you know. And he knew it was a farce because when the press came over there to take pictures and film it, after they left, he'd say, "The Rubes will be back for more." So he was a great carny and a great showman. And, you gotta like the guy for that. But anyway, yeah, so the Church of Satan hates the Temple of Satan. Temple of Satan is very woke. It's woke-tarded. It's got some weird people in there that have gender problems that don't know if they're men or women. And Anton LaVey would not approve of that. Like he said, men should act like men, women should act like women. And of course, I have a distinct feeling he would really, really be down on these people. He really wouldn't like them. So yeah, make that. Just wanted to make that clear that the Church of Satan is very different from the Temple of Satan. It's like comparing apples and oranges. The only thing they have in common is the name Satan, and probably sell the same type of cool jewelry, and that's about it. So the philosophies are night and day. But anyway, you should read the book. Here, let's see what the book looks like again. Like I said, reason I'm excited about the book is a friend of mine sent it to me. I didn't even know the book was published. It came out in 2024 at the end of this year, which is now 2025. And here we go again. Born with a Tail. And there's a gentleman there looking a lot like Ming the Merciless, Anton LaVey, great showman. I surely miss his exhibition, the man was a showman with dynamic greatness, and don't forget the other man with dynamic greatness and dynamic boobies, which everyone can get behind of, no matter what their religious affiliation is, Russ Meyer. And this is a great book also, Big Bosoms and Square Jaws. Definitely a great book. Russ Meyer was living the dream, baby. And what can I say? So, and like I said, real filmmaker, not director. Everybody says, "Oh, Spielberg's a great filmmaker." No, he's not. He's a director, and he's not that great. Russ Meyer was a great editor, and he knew how to edit film to make actors look good who were amateurs. He had a lot of amateurs on his films, and he made them look good. He was great at directing. He was excellent director, and real filmmaker. George Lucas didn't edit Star Wars. He wasn't behind the camera. He had cinematographers. I think he did write the first one. The second one he didn't write, and I don't think he wrote Return of the Jedi either. He had other people write it. He probably had an outline. So no, Russ Meyer was the total filmmaker. And that's one of the things we should celebrate. We want to celebrate that here on this channel. Both books probably can get on Amazon. I'd highly recommend it. And as for me, my films are great too, and you should go to www.savagefilmgroup.com. I'm going to leave a link below. You click on there, buy some stuff, and let me know if you want to see some Savage Film Group hats. They'll be better than this one. This one's been around for years, so they'll probably also have different colors. So, but you got to let us know. I have to have enough people say, "I want that hat," before I actually start producing them. Okay? All right. Well, that's all I got to say, folks. So all I can say is stay groovy, and hopefully you'll see me at the movies, or at your movie screen in your room by watching my videos. So I will catch you later. Stay groovy and stay weird.